Lowe's knows how to help you save this 4th of July. Upgrade your laundry routine with the new and exclusive first-of-its-kind all-in-one vented laundry combo. Wash and dry in just 68 minutes. Save up to 40% on select major appliances. Plus, when you buy more, you save more. Shop Samsung this July 4th at Lowe's. Valid through 7/9. See Lowe's.com for details. Savings vary based on purchase amount. Selection varies by location.
If you love entertainment, current events, and Hollywood, don't miss Creator to Creators, hosted by the filmmaker Meosha, known for the Shudder hit documentary Horror Noir and the acclaimed film Anatomy of an Anti-Hero, Redemption. This show features interviews with filmmakers and creatives from around the globe. Join the fun with guest celebrities and gain valuable insights. Subscribe now and follow Creator to Creators.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Creators to Creators today. Today we have a special guest.
Megashia Jackson.
Welcome. So glad I got you on the show. Finally, we made it happen.
Yes. So we're sisters, right? We're from the same tribe.
You know what I'm saying? What was that last year we met at the amazing event?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Got inducted into the African family of Babatunde.
Babatunde. Amazing. That was a great time. That was a really good time. And it was my first time going to the event, and you made it just so relaxed. I was relaxed when I met you. I was like, I don't know where she comes from, but I love her. She's great. Like, I was just like chill. So thank you for just making it feel like home.
Oh, you're welcome. I had no idea you were from out of town or anything. I just started talking. I'm a talker like that. I just started talking but I was so busy.
Yeah, you were.
I was so busy. How did you enjoy the show though? Did you enjoy the drumming
I
what
did.
was
It was
your part?
fun. It was great. It was great. And then I didn't know that you were up there performing. I was like, wow, that's so cool. You're doing the drums too. That's crazy. I didn't know, like, you're so talented. I was like, I saw you, and I just loved how just free you were, and I think that's like, and then you told me like you're an Aries. I was like, yeah, it makes sense,
Oh, I'm a bull. I'm the cuff. I'm a
Oh, you're a
Taurus.
Taurus. That's right. You're
Well,
right
my
on the
daughter's
bus.
an Aries. Her birthday's today, and so you
That
can.
makes
I'm all, it's like
sense.
it's my Earth Day too. It's my push day. Well, she came out of the C-section, so
Really.
it was my cut day. I guess I got cut today.
I love it. I just, we talked a little bit, and I was like, man, I would love to know more about like who you are. And then I got to see some stuff that you've done. You've done a lot of amazing things, and you're hilarious. But I always love to go back to the beginning. I always say the beginning charts our trajectory in life, and our little habits we pick up along the way follow us into our adulthood. What was your childhood like? And were were you always funny? Did you always have that funny bone?
I believe so. I'm a goofy geish or sit your happy-go-lucky ass down for my mom. So I would say yes. I'm a burn survivor. At the age of 4, I was abused and I got burned. So I have um, third and fourth degree burns on my body. My feet, legs, kind of like from my stomach down is where the trauma happened.
Sorry.
And from that, being a burn survivor, being in the hospital, I think it really helped mold me. I didn't know it then, but like now, like when I got burned, I was a baby for, and I had to rock myself to sleep. But until taking Queen of Fools Sacred Woman class, I didn't know I was doing fire breathing.
Mm.
And so some things that we just do small or innocently really can save it's nature, it saves our lives. It, like you said, paths it around or helps get to your path, your yellow brick road. My mom I'm the only child.
Oh.
I had siblings, but my mom says that they lined up, but they didn't march.
Mm.
Okay, AKA she got abortions. So I could have had like 7 siblings, but it's just me. So
Oh.
uh
How was that growing up? What did it feel like? Were you spoiled?
I call it the lonely only. My mom was on drugs, so I was not spoiled. I
Mm.
remember getting Christmas gifts, and the gifts were under the tree before Christmas, but by the time Christmas came, she had like sold them to the dope man, so I didn't have nothing type of lifestyle. So I don't think I was spoiled like most kids, but I had a weird relationship with spirituality.
Yeah.
So I had imaginary friends. I love to go to church, play church.
Yeah.
I like to, I just wanted to go outside a lot. I stayed outside a lot. So I'm an outside girl. I can play any sport and win.
Uh-huh.
I think the comedy came from being a burn survivor, going to school and the kids wanted to tease me for having the burns.
Oh.
And so I would either tease you back or beat you up.
Mm.
So I
Mm-hmm.
became slash a bully kind of. And then it didn't help that I went to the worst schools in LA. I went to Lock High and Gompers,
Wow.
Figueroa Elementary School. I remember me and my girlfriends didn't want to walk down Figueroa, so we wouldn't see none of our moms or dads out there selling themselves.
Yikes.
So nope, wasn't spoiled.
Yeah. I mean, I mean, to live through that trauma, I'm sure that was pretty devastating. But when did you decide to, because there's some people when they grow up in these kind of situations and unfortunate circumstances that's out of their control, they sometimes fall kind of victim to it, But what made you say, I'm gonna take it, I'm gonna take this path and do this myself and figure it out on my own?
I remember being in the hospital as a child, and our bishop from the church would come and read the Bible to me all the time.
Mhm.
Tell me that I was going to be okay and that I was special. Oh my God, I'm crying. That I was special. And I remember him now and his pictures at the church. And like, but I remember him and what he said to me. And whenever I think when I got low, I would go to the Bible and try to read it. Or remember him always telling me things about I was special and that I had to see past where I am right now. And at first I thought, what is he saying? But somehow I knew I would be okay.
Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
I decided to be happy and I decided that I wanted to learn how to make it work with what I had left. Like I'm still
Mhm.
here, so because I felt ugly as a burn survivor on my all my legs and feet. Like I could look down now and I could get an attitude, but I don't. I get gratitude. I
Mhm.
get grateful that I'm still here.
Yeah.
And so I just chose to be happy and I done things that made me happy. I chose to be happy.
Yeah. It's a choice for sure. Absolutely. And that's just a testament of how strong that you are as a person. Um, when did you decide? Was it after like high school? When did you start like doing like comedy or even thinking about like comedy stand up? Like, because I feel like how does one even get in it? Like that's something that I'm not even aware of.
I was the class clown. I was always teasing somebody.
Yeah. So you're just like, I'm gonna just do it. Gonna
And
go in.
I think the school labeled me most likely not to succeed
No.
in the yearbook, and my grandmother seen that and she was pissed.
I
And
bet.
she was pissed. So it just so happened when she found out I was in the hospital because my appendix had erupted,
Oh,
but the principal, it's kind of a long story. Okay,
no, you're good. You're good.
when the beginning of senior year started, we had to choose. Well, I graduated in 11th grade. So 11th year started, we had to choose where we wanted to go for our final trip, our final, like, at the school you go on a trip together with all the teachers and
Yeah.
we all voted. And when we voted, the teachers won and we knew that they just did what they wanted to do. It wasn't what we wanted to do. And they were
Yeah.
all fat people and they wanted to go to the spaghetti factory. We didn't want to go to no damn
Right.
spaghetti.
It's like what?
Yeah, so I remember bowing to all my classmates. When that day come, I'm not going to that stupid trip. I'm gonna be sick. I don't know, but she heard me talking shit about not coming to school on that day. But just so happened on that day, my
Uh-huh.
appendix had erupted, and I was on
Ooh.
the bus, and I was like, I don't feel good. And she told me to stay on the bus, and they all went in and ate at the spaghetti factory. I
No.
called my grandma. They came and got me, took me to the hospital, and my appendix was about to burst. Within another hour, I would have been dead. So
Whoa.
I'm in the hospital from the appendix thing, and one of my classmates bring the yearbook to the hospital, and my grandmother seen that most likely not to succeed, and she went to the school. The next thing you know, honey, I had a free scholarship to go to vocational school, and I graduated a year early because I was in the teen mom program. I had my son when I was, I think I was like in the 10th grade. So about 11th grade, I was trying to get out of here. I didn't want to go to school no more. I was like, I'm
Yeah.
grown.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
graduated a year and a half early. I went straight to hair school. So when all my friends were graduating high school, I was about to graduate hair school.
Wow.
But knew I was in love with doing hair from being a child in the hospital. When all my nurses would come in, I would brush their hair or try to braid. So I had been in love with hair and Barbie dolls and the Brooke Shields doll and stuff.
Yeah.
So when I got to hair school, my mom had just turned to become a hairdresser maybe 4 years before. And my grandmother had already did hair on the side and had a record label. But my grandmother was the true comedian. She
Ah.
was funny. She did music. She was a evangelist. She had
Wow.
a record store. Okay,
Wow.
and it
That's
was off
impressive.
of. I think it was like off of San Pedro and like I don't know, somewhere in LA in the worst parts, right?
Wow.
And so I just kind of followed behind my grandmother, I believe, because my mom was unfortunately on drugs. So
Mm.
my grandmother stepped in. And once I got burned, it was like I was her favorite. She had to kind of like make sure I was okay.
Yeah.
And so my grandmother was funny. She did hair. We had the record store, and then she got a restaurant. And then just being in front of people, because I'm naturally funny. I don't have to think of a funny skit. Like some people have to say, I'm going to do this joke, that joke when they go on stage. I can kind of sit at the club, look around,
Yeah.
with the environment, or like we were at an event and I made you laugh continuously all day
Yeah.
at the event because they
Yeah.
were like, stay over here, you got to be in this one spot. And I was like, girl, I'm about to go.
Right.
Yeah. I got dressed in front of everybody right there. Like I did whatever you said I was free. I did whatever I wanted to do.
Yeah.
But I had done that event like several times as an artist, never
Mm.
as an inductee. So
Okay, I
I had the
see.
chance to get inducted. I had been there 8 times. Like I knew the whole,
Oh, the shindig. Yeah, you knew what
yeah.
was going to happen. That's amazing. Wow.
So the
That's cool.
comedy just came natural. It just came from being burnt and have to defend myself through joking. And
Wow.
then I owned a hair salon when I got grown. And every client I got, I made them laugh to relax and spend their money.
Right. Right.
That was my profession was hair. And I ended up with 3 children, very young. I had 3 kids and I didn't get any child support. So making my clients laugh and feel happy and comfortable to make money and tell me their truth. And I can also read people. And so
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
kind of a,
That's a gift.
it's a gift, but it could be a curse.
You were like, oh no.
And I've said stuff like, damn. Like for instance, I worked at a salon called Mario Tricosi, and
Uh-huh.
we had like 50 stylists in one salon. And one of my buddies, I was pregnant and I had left on maternity leave and came back. And one guy was still in the hospital for his pancreas. And I said, damn, what he got, AIDS? And he
Yikes.
did. He had full-blown AIDS. And that car accident that made his pancreas mess up kept him in there for about 3 months. And I felt so bad when I said that because I don't think anyone at the salon knew it, but I said it out of just what the, I mean, be happy go lucky, saying whatever comes on my mind.
Yeah.
And then I was like, you know what? I know better. I forgot that I can't do that, you know?
Yeah. Wow.
And I've learned from doing things like that. Like I have to watch what I say.
Yeah. I totally get that. Wow. It's interesting that it seems like comedy and comedians that I've noticed, whether that's what is his name? The one that committed suicide. Oh man.
Nano guy?
Oh gosh. He played Mrs. Doubtfire.
That's the Nanu Nanu.
I can't think of his name. Robin Williams.
Oh, how? Yeah.
And I just, I think about people like him and just comedians on together. Like it feels like they do what makes them really funny is that the more traumatic their childhood is, the more funnier they are. It is
Really?
in
I've never looked at that.
and it's absolutely like when you think about it, I think the pain that they go through.
Makes us funny to be able to live life and see it on the brighter side than the dark, because we've been on the dark side.
Yeah.
It makes sense. And people always ask me, how do I release the negative energy? And I'm
Yeah.
like, drumming and dancing.
Yeah.
I do it through
Yeah.
spirituality, through giving my all. My African name is Nozami, which means she who gives her all. And I'm like, I
Mm.
do. I totally do.
Wow. That's incredible. That's incredible. So you're at the salon, you're doing the thing and people are telling you, they're giving you feedback, girl, you're funny and da da da. You're like, okay, I got something. Now, when did your first gig happen? And like where did you end up going to like perform at a, I don't know,
Okay, okay.
show?
Well, I was a platform artist where I go to hair shows and I teach other hairdressers how to use hair color. I'm a hair color master hair colorist. So I'm
Nice.
on stage teaching hair color slash product knowledge. And I thought that was my thing. I've been having a recurring dream for a long time of me in some red boots. And so I thought doing the hair platform artistry work that's where I was on the stage at.
Yeah.
But then when I remember the dress, started having the dream more and more, I'm like, wait a minute, I'm standing here with no hair model behind me, and everyone's smiling and laughing. I don't want nobody laughing at me teaching hair stuff. You better not laugh at me. And so I think I was at the salon when no, that wasn't it. Oh, I went to my favorite restaurant. I would like go out all the time by myself because I'm working hard, right? The kids
Yeah.
are grown. And went to my favorite restaurant, and some people were up there telling jokes, and they were not funny. It was a $500 contest. And I was with my other
Oh.
friend where he was funny to me. Like we were funny to each other. His name is Martin Bass. He don't have no front teeth. He's a virgin at 33. He was 33 then.
Oh,
He was a virgin. He was
bless.
just funny to me. So we hung out. We met there to eat. And they had the contest. And he was like, well, I was like, you can win. He's like, you can win that. So I was like, well, if I go in, you do it. And
Yeah.
so we both dared each other to go up and perform. So he went first.
Uh-huh.
And I went second, but I won the money.
Nice. There we go.
So that $500. So I was like,
Huh. Interesting. Right.
so I went to the salon and I told my clients, like, I won. And then out of nowhere, I had an epiphany.
Nice.
I had like a flash. And then I hit the floor and start crying. They're like, what's wrong? What's wrong? And I was like, this is a dream. This is where I have the red boots. This is my dream. I felt
Yeah.
like it was connected to the dream that I've been having over and over.
Wow.
So from there, I was like starting to do more stand-up comedy, going to the clubs, meeting all the other comedians in town. And they had like a female comedy convention, and I would go to LA to the convention every year for like 5 years or 6 years. And I'm
Wow.
like, you know what? I'm gonna move. I'm tired of this.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Exit plans. I had 3 kids, a business, and some other things going on. So Cat Williams came to my town, and I went to go see Cat, and I went backstage like, I'm a comedian, I'm funny. He like, so if you funny, then what makes you so special? And I thought he was gonna try to like nail me, right?
Got it.
But he was kind of cool, and I played the role like I'm the homie. I'm not the smash. Okay.
Right, right.
And my son wouldn't have had that. And I was like, I'm Red Dot's mom. Like, first of all, you can't, I'm Red Dot's mom.
Right.
Who's Red Dot? I'm like, Red Dot got you to the city without you being in trouble because Cat Williams was having a beef with people and they were going to kill him.
Mm.
And I own a record label and my son was the man. So,
Yeah.
uh,
Wow.
I know, I don't know. And I own the hair salon. I had my own product line and we just got popular because I did everybody's hair. And
Yeah.
ended up doing like the weed man's hair and the hype man's hair and the promoter's hair. And I just knew everybody. And so it
Yeah.
helped my son have connections.
Definitely.
So he became our record label, us, because whatever he did, whatever I did, we were together.
Mm.
And so
I love that.
Meals came to town and he gave me some money and was like, move to LA. Let's see how funny you are. Make it, do it. So I'm like, oh my God. So I'm like, I'm going to go ahead and get a trademark, get a patent. So I patent, trademark, invention, my name. So no one
Nice.
can use my name.
Yeah.
I knew that if you don't have something in entertainment, what are you doing? So
Yeah.
when I went to LA, I already had my own body oil and hair products that I was selling as I was doing comedy. Most comics would get off the stage, don't have no inventory. I had shit for sale. So it's
Right.
on a different echelon from the beginning. And
Right.
so when I got to LA, I was Hustler of the Year.
Nice.
And female comedy was an award that I got the first time, and I kept getting more and more and more. But, I just didn't know how important it was for me to have had those years in business to know that it was a business.
Yeah, yes. And I think a lot of people don't know that when they get into the entertainment business. I think they look at the red carpet pictures, they look at the products and the finished product and not the
The work to get there.
yeah, the bullcrap too.
Yeah,
You know?
like my oil
Yeah.
came from my burns. My great grandma and my grandma made the oils for me to put on my legs so the burns wouldn't be ugly or I wouldn't itch at night.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
that's where my oil came from. And then the head wraps I designed came from me being in the hospital over and over. My hair kept falling out.
Mm.
I made the wraps and stuff so our hair would be beautiful and stay if you had to do a hospital trip or whatever. And then on the salon, I just used it and made a nice business from it.
Yeah.
And then my son, with the record label, we got a clothing line. And so,
Nice.
right. And so when I got to LA, I was wearing yellow tape, everything, or YTG, yes to the goddess.
Yeah.
All out clothing. And everybody knows I'm selling my clothing when we do his concerts because he did music. We were selling the merch there. And
Yeah.
they would see me in my shirt. So now in 2025, my home, for people that I know,
Yeah.
they have clothing lines now, or they selling this and that. They're like, "Are you gonna buy my shirt?" I said, "Have you ever bought my shit?"
Very valid. Very
No.
valid.
You've been my friend since 2016, 2015, whatever. Have I ever seen you in a Fallout shirt?
Yeah.
No. Am I buying your shit? I'm trying to work my shit. Why would I buy your shit?
I get it. I get it.
I do buy some folks stuff that I like because I
Yeah.
like it, but I'm just gonna buy a shirt and wear your face on the shirt.
And I think that's a big thing that I've noticed a lot of people do in this business. It's so interesting. The things that we support, we'll support, like your Michael Jordan's, who's already a billionaire, right? Um, and you'll people spend their last for some Jordan shoes, and not your friend who's working towards something, and
Their own
that they're
style.
working towards something because we're not a billionaire, but it's like you can't support small businesses and support friends, and I get it. People they support what they think is valuable, but it's like how do we change that mindset of it's I think it's a little bit of people feel like they have to be a part of something that's big. That's why they do the whole like, oh, I'm gonna give into this person who's already got it, who you'll probably never meet,
Mhm.
when you have a friend who could be that next person, but
I kind of see
interesting.
it as slavery mindset.
Interesting. How so? This is interesting.
Well, I'm going to take it to the hair industry. So we'll
Okay.
say nails.
Mm,
Women will spend $200 for fake nails that we know is cement hoof, it's poison. It clogs the nail follicle. Your own nails won't, these are my real nails, your own nails won't grow,
hmm
and they're giving you toxins straight to your bloodline.
mm,
Oriental or Chinese or whoever they are, whoever you go to, possibly them, are using dirty nail files, not sanitizing things. We're catching funguses, diseases. You can catch every disease in the world from a nail or hair salon.
yikes.
Catch one, but you still go back and get nails. Like that's a form of mental slavery. Just grow your own
Mm,
nails. Just take vitamins. Grow your own hair. Like they'll pay for the nails, but won't pay for the hair. But it's said in the Bible, which the Bible might not be followed by everyone,
hmm
but your hair, your crown is your glory.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so people will walk around with an itchy head and scratch it and beat it all day before they wash it.
Right. Right.
You were in a bag of water when you were born. So if your hair is itching, you should wash it. If your coochie itching, what you gonna do? Yeah. So my new jokes are treat your hair like you treat your private part. I would
I
say,
love it.
yeah.
I
But
love it.
that's
And
what
that's deep.
that's what I teach in the hair salon. So I'm just bringing my life to the joke stage.
Yeah.
So it's easy for me to get jokes up there because I'm using real life.
Mm,
Some people
hmm.
make up stuff.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Or bite jokes. That's another one that I feel like is a big thing in the comedy
Oh yeah.
arena.
It's
People,
happened to my boyfriend a lot because he's talented. But it
yeah.
makes you get on the rebound and keep making up stuff because they're gonna keep stealing it. So he told me just stay fresh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just stay fresh. So you don't have to worry about nobody stealing because you're always creating.
Yeah.
And I
And
don't
that's the
want
thing. Do you think it's going to ever change that kind of mentality when it comes to comedy? You know, a lot of comedians, you see some people like some big ones. I think it was Amy Schumer got caught stealing
Cat
some
Williams. And
jokes.
not Cat, I'm sorry. Kevin Hart. Cat, I don't know about Cat, but Kevin, it's a
Really interesting. You know, this business of comedy is now, and this is, and I'm curious, have you had in your pursuit and doing the comedy world, were do you feel like just like in film, a lot of women are not being heard, seen, or taken seriously,
and music.
and music, oh my God, it's horrible over there. But
Yeah.
I'm curious of the comedy world, is it the same thing but just a little different?
It's the same thing. Same thing. I mean, we gotta definitely probably FUCK to get on some stages. Like I probably won't be at the improv. Well, it's changing
Wow.
now.
Yeah,
But Spike was over the improv, and I'm like, I'm not dealing with that. And that's what made me go another route to comedy because I didn't want to sleep with anybody to be on stage. Like I have sex for love, not for money, not
yeah,
for clout, not for whatever. So it's the same way because me and my girlfriends was just saying we're gonna start a show where we're saying that we're funny, but we're not fucking. So we don't want to make it sound too nasty. Like, what's the right wordage for that? I'm trying to figure out what's the words. But
yeah.
it has to be done because we don't get a chance sometimes
Mm,
because we're not that desperate or that vulnerable. I
wow.
don't know. I don't know, broke or I don't know the word for it, but I ain't doing it. I ain't. That's like men who won't have the dress or who won't
Yeah.
another penis. Like some people just like,
You know, and I think that's a thing about this business that I think I've noticed too is that, you know, you hear about it, but when you experience it, it's like it's mind-blowing. When you think about just people, you know, and it's kind of what Dave Chappelle said on the interview with Oprah that one time. He says, you know, you can't call someone crazy. It's dismissive. If we look at it, it's like it's the environment is just unhealthy. It's a lot of like people that are crazy and power hungry and just perverted just are in these positions at gatekeeping, for lack of a better term,
yeah,
people stopping people from getting over to the other side because it's like they know if you did you would actually change the system. And I feel like that, you know, we can play these roles. It's even like in acting. It's like you can play a Martin Luther King, but they don't want you to actually have their values.
mhm, mhm.
So how do we change that?
Stay authentic, fight through the things that you said that you weren't going to bow down to. Like, I'm this way because I'm owning who or what I want to do and be.
Yeah.
I vow to never use crack or cocaine because my mom was on that shit. I valued not selling my body to make money. I value that. I honor learning how to have a relationship with the creator so that I can be able to trust my instincts to make it. The man that burned me at 4, I knew he didn't like me, and my mom didn't listen to me. I used to cry as a child when she would drive. You know how when you go by McDonald's and a kid, they like, McDonald's, I want to
Yeah,
go, I
yeah,
want to
yeah.
go.
Yeah.
When we would
Yeah.
get anywhere near this man's house, I would start crying and say, I don't
Oh,
want to go.
wow.
And I'm a 4-year-old in the backseat of the car.
Wow.
So now my mom trusts my intuition. Now my mom sees that I'm something different. And she wishes she would have had those kids she aborted.
Mm.
I mean, I've heard her say it. She might not appreciate me telling the truth, but her story is my story too. So I'm tired of just shutting the fuck up. I mean, shut up.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
And
almost
and then you have to sit with that trauma. And
I'm
where does
almost
it go?
50. I'm not about
Yeah.
to shut up anymore. No,
Yeah.
you shut up.
Yeah.
But we come here to live to die. I might die first. I don't know, because I've lost a son, which was my business partner. So to be able to still find joy after death that you thought was ceaseless, or to still find joy after going to jail and you can never get a job as a felon,
Mm.
it's to still find joy to be a burn victim. You know how many burn victims never love themselves anymore, or never have been loved, or got left because of a burn? Burns are the number one tragedy in America.
Mm.
So we have to learn how to make it past our story or things that has happened to us so that we can be able to continue this journey.
Yeah. And
Uh,
help others, because that's really what it's about. When you're getting the information, it's to pass it to someone else. Because it's like, we can only do so many red carpets and we can only have so much money. And then you get that and you have nothing to show for it. It's like you're feeling empty. You feel like,
your
and I feel like
belly
it's a
might
lot
be
of,
empty. Your belly
yeah,
is empty. So it's like, okay, then you get to that desperate or that depression or that low level or that bottom. And it's hard to get out from the bottom if no one's trying to help. We got to help. We all go down. We all go up. That's life. It's a hill and so
so
that's why I try not to judge people.
yeah,
I mean, I kind of do because I'm like joking and laughing at things, but I don't condemn you. Like I've been raped. I don't condemn the man that raped me, but I definitely will make fun of those who do rape people because that's how I found to make a closure with it, because some people just aren't going to be right. Like common sense isn't common anymore.
no, it's not. It's not
Right?
at all.
No, like some men don't know that you better buy her a birthday present. You better.
Yeah, common sense is no more for sure. But I mean, you would say in this business and just being a creative all around, because you don't just do, you do a lot of different things. Would you say that it's important to have a good mentor?
Mhm. Honey, I have a legal advisor who's a spiritual woman.
Love
She
that.
saved me from prison. I almost went to jail for like 40 years.
Holy moly.
I had like 13 federal charges from
What?
somebody else. Okay, my baby daddy.
Holy moly.
Yeah. So I told her my story. She wrote up my defense plan. I had a damn public defender. I didn't even have a lawyer. He's out here making all this money and I don't even have a lawyer. So she wrote up my defense with a public defender. But yes, you need mentors. I have a spiritual mentor. She was doing like these yearly forecasts for me. And I know it's like against the Bible, but I knew that I needed something more to keep me focused. And I was in Kansas City, Missouri, and I didn't like it. Like I'm from LA and I moved to Kansas and Kansas City. So I was like trying to stay focused on what could I do to make my life better. I
Yeah.
knew I wanted to be a household name. Well, how are you going to be a household name? Well, I figured if I was to share my oil and my hair products and my knowledge of joy and my knowledge of intuition, that somehow one of those things would bring me to that.
Yeah.
This is my pie. I have my funniness, I have my burns, my oil, I have my children and my parents. So my mom's like, shut up, my dad's secret. So my kids wanted to they like the limelight. So helping my son with the record label. That was that. Doing the things for my grandmother and my business for the oil, what I was really into, and just nurturing that. The yearly forecast is where you sit down and you drink water and you focus on the year ahead and you use numerology. Take your birth.
Mm.
I can help somebody with this, but I'm just going to make it short. And so each month I will focus on what we wrote down in my yearly forecast to help it come true. And so I'll say my record that I came up with my first, I want to produce a record, but what's going to make it different from all the records that people produce?
Right.
And so I was like, that year I took every month and took time to figure out what made me the most happiest in music. And so I figured out the drumming, because I've been doing instruments since elementary school. I played the trumpet, the trombone, the tuba,
Amazing.
band, ensemble band, Amateo band, the orchestra band. I've been in every band.
That's awesome.
And so music, the drumming, the heartbeat, we all wouldn't be here for the heartbeat. So I got hooked on the drumming. And then there was like an invisible layer of healing in music or destruction in music. So I went to the healing side.
Yeah.
When I thought about it, certain music I don't even like. I hear that music, I'm leaving. I could be watching a movie and they put on a heavy metal. And
Yeah, it's like, I'm good. I'm good. It's too.
My daddy had a Hebrew Bible dictionary.
Oh.
Up words. I looked up my name. Guess whose name is in the Hebrew dictionary? Mine.
I love
Yours
it.
might be too.
Really, Meosha?
Yes. My name is Megashia. Megashia.
Amazing.
Are similar. And so that's why my spiritual counselor was really good with the yearly forecast. Now I still do them. I call it I made my own. I call it a calendar. Use the Kwanzaa principles through the calendar. And I have a Kwanzaa album,
Okay.
which helps you vibrate the energy of the day, of the energy, for the drumming. Because every drum beat has a meaning in Africa. Every dance has certain dance moves for the song and the rhythm. And I was like learning so much about our history because our ancestors got their hands and tongues cut off from the sacred drumming and dancing and singing that I now do. I sing in 3 different languages.
Amazing. Amazing.
How I feel like.
I love that. That's awesome. I have a fun question for you.
Okay.
And there is no wrong answer, but the 3 levels of influence: money, power, and respect. And if you could choose only one of those things, which one would you choose and why?
Money, because they're going to power and they got to respect that money.
Hey, I love it. Great answer.
Who would you pick?
I would pick money as well. And I think a lot of people on the show chooses respect because it's like it's the thing to say. But if you could have the like if you could, because in this world it takes money to create anything. And I think any of those 3 honestly could be bad if it just depends on the person. Like if I go into the business and I power hungry and I just get more power, then I'm already going to be a bigger douchebag. And if I'm money hungry, then I'm going to be destructive with it. And it's just like, I think it's whatever you are already just highlights the more you get, I think, so it does just depend on who gets it at the end of the day.
I'm a money is security to me.
I love it. I love money too.
The eye of the beholder, and so is beauty.
Absolutely.
To you and fine as wine to somebody else.
Absolutely.
I'm the wine.
Okay. Okay. If you could go on a coffee date with any legend in the comedian world, living or dead, who would it be and why? And what would you ask them on this coffee date?
Mom's Maybelline.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
And I would ask her, what's her formula? Because I feel like I want to say my fiance, but I don't have no ring, so my boyfriend says that he has a formula. And because we talk so much and I value his opinion. And when I hear from like when I talk to Franklin Ajay, he gave me that advice. And other people, I just feel like there's a there's no wrong way, but there's no right way. But you want to hear the formula of the greats.
Yeah.
And I feel like my guy is a great. So his opinion, and I watch him like he's gone viral. I have yet to go viral. I barely post. So I'm trying to work on learning how to post or be more social media.
Yeah, it's a job.
Yeah, I can read between the lines, so it's hard for me. I
Mm.
feel the hurt in someone's text. Or like if a woman comes in my chair and she's sad, I kind of know what's wrong with her and I can help patch her up. And I think that's why a lot of men who abuse their women don't like them around me because I could feel how to help patch her up to be a stronger woman. And I send her back and like, who you been talking to? Who you been talking to? Oh, now you think you could do it? You couldn't do it last night. I said you was weak. And she's like, I'm strong today.
Absolutely.
I'm capable. I'm beautiful. And that's what I give. I give it to when I give it. Like
Love
when I
it.
wash hair, I'm praying and educating,
Yeah.
relaxing, making the women deep breathe, fire breathe,
Mm.
release negative energies, have positive energy. And I'm teaching them how to enjoy where they are.
Yeah.
I'm helping them to relax and thank God for where they are. Because when somebody's like, oh, like, oh my God, I gotta come back next month. Oh, like it feels so good. I call it a scanut, a scalp orgasm.
Yeah, yeah. It's like a very it's ritualistic. It's like a ritual for sure. It feels
But it
amazing.
helps to bring you to that, grounding you to now,
Yeah.
grounding you to have gratitude, grounding you to cater your attitude. And I help all my clients to know that they're the backbone of the family. They create the energy of the house. When they're happy, the house is happy no matter what's happening.
Yeah.
Go to jail, and mama can say, at this time, we're going to save our money and we're going to all exercise. And when daddy get out, we're going to be a strong family. He's going to come out muscle. We're going to be muscle and we're going to make our own video. It's whatever you said it as a mom. He's gone. We're never going to eat again. We're doomed. You're doomed.
Yeah, you're
You're
right.
doomed.
You're right.
So I like to be a problem solutionist in the world.
That's beautiful. That's a great way to put it. Problem solutions in the world. I love that. What advice would you give to somebody that wants to get into the comedy world?
Don't go straight to the club thinking you're going to make it. Be well-rounded. Like I had to learn from my mentor, my comedy mentor is Michael Williams. He helped like Robin Harris and a lot of other people develop their craft. He's like, go to Toastmasters, do other speaking platforms where you learn how to speak. Because doing comedy, if you say, you know what I mean, and 87 times in your 8 minute skit, did they really get a lot of funny or a lot of filler words?
Mm,
Are you going to make it to the next step? Are you someone that I can ask a question and give you 30 seconds and you can get to the fruit?
yes.
So you want to learn how to speak in different ways. So Toastmasters, learning how to read out loud, because when you get there, we have to read prompters. You got to be innovative.
Yeah.
So wherever you want to go, there's more than one way to get there. I say, don't get stuck in Cussville or Sexville or drunkenism to where I got to get drunk before I go on stage.
Yeah.
I gotta get hot. I need to snort a Coke. Learn how to cut on and cut off. Be funny with kids. Be funny
Yeah.
with older people. Be funny with all other races. Like, oh, I'm funny around all niggas.
Right.
Funny around white people. Are
Hmm.
you funny around African people?
Hmm.
Black people? Because a black person, an African, and a Negro is three different black people. You know what I mean? And then you
Yeah.
can add in a church person, or
Uh,
and that'd be a different black person. Because I go,
right.
you don't. I'm an atheist, and you're not. So I believe that you live and let live. There's enough room and money for everybody. And I try never to kind of say what I won't do. I learned that. I've learned to not say what I won't. I'm not gonna ever.
Yeah,
That was a big thing for me too, because I have to watch what I say. Mm.
I get it. I completely get it.
Don't just go straight to the comedy club thinking you're gonna make it. Don't share it with everybody. If you have an ideal, you wait till you
Put it out.
trademark or get it, do something than just telling everybody, oh, I'm about to be Goofy or the Goofettes and the next Goofy.
Yeah,
So
I
just
love I love that. That's great advice. That's really good advice. Where can people find you on social media to follow everything you got going on?
I'm not that social media girl yet. I'm not her. But my name, which is only two of us in America, me and little Megashia, she in the back. But you can follow me under my name is Megashia. I guess I should just change my name on here instead of this YTG, huh?
Oh, you're fine. I'll make sure to have it in the description.
But it's my first name, Megashia. My last name is Jackson. My acronyms are MCJ because I love my man.
I love it.
Yeah, that's just Megasha. I have a African page for my drumming under Nozami, which I'm gonna probably change it to my name, Megasha. Even I have a hair page because I do healthy hair. I help women grow their hair. I show you how to take care of your own hair. I have a program called Own Your Own Look, and it teaches you how to work your own hair, teaching kids how to do their own hair. But I try to teach people how to live because I don't know. But I feel like grandmas ain't grandmaing, mamas ain't mamaing. It could be from drugs, their brains are fried. It could be from abuse, they're too traumatized, the
Yep.
PTSD. It could be
Yeah.
going away to the military, jail, beatings. It could be anything. You can get the snot whooped out of you and you won't remember nothing but he's on his way home.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
I
true.
try to find a solution to be happy.
I love that. That's a beautiful thing. Thank you for coming on and sharing your story with us. What a great conversation. And thank you. Seriously, that was fun. This was fun.
It was fun. I didn't know what to expect. I thought I was going to be like telling how I write a joke, but hey, it was good to share my life. And I pray that more people, not just women, find their authenticity to live and be themselves and not let their story be their everything. It's just a part of it. You choose from the
Yeah.
story.
Yeah. That's beautiful. Thank you again. It was just fun. Uh, and thank you all for listening. And always remember to live, love, laugh. We'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.